seek help, and the stigma. On the news this evening, Emahua Council workers protest on paid salaries. River civil servants assured of salary payment as Governor Fubara gives approval. Riwama makes clarification over monthly sanitation exercise. Court orders IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu to face trial. On the foreign scene, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu faces diplomatic isolation at UN General Assembly. I'm Sam Chinedu, and the news continues after the break. This evening, with a protest by some alleged staff of Emahua Local Government Council at the River State Local Government Service Commission over unpaid salaries today. One of the protesters, Solomon Erim, told the reporters at the Commission's office that their salaries were stopped during the first term of Dr. Chidi Lloyd. He says the salaries were later restored by the governor after Dr. Lloyd's tenure, and they have been receiving payment.
These persons you're seeing are workers of Emahua Local at the commission to lay our complaint yesterday, payment of salaries. We find out that over 300 persons were not paid. Reasons being that Chief Lloyd said that the other persons who were not paid are not legitimate workers of Emahua Local Government. So we have come here to lay our complaint. As you can see, we're waiting for the commission chairman. This is not the first of his kind. He has done this before when he came 2021, 2022, 2023, before he left. And then the governor reinstated us.
Also speaking, Ngozi Okenwem, who says she is the Nolge chairman in Emahua, gave her own view on the matter.
We've just come here to make our problem known to our employer, which is the Local Government Commission. We have not come here to make any problem. We just come to notify him this is what is happening in Emahua Local Government Council. As I speak to you, the chairman has laid off more than 300 staff from the voucher. No payment for them. So we have just come here to hear from our employer. That is what we have come here for. From there, we will know the way forward.
Reacting to this, the chairman of Emahua Local Government Area, Dr. Chidi Lloyd, says he does not know of any unpaid salaries for council workers. In an interview with correspondent Emeka Otuka, Dr. Lloyd insists that those protesting are not real staff of the council. He explained that salaries are paid only to people on the verified staff, which matched the staff check he carried out during his first term.
Those who are staff of Emahua Local Government are being paid. I don't have right to withhold the salary of any staff of Emahua Local Government. But anybody who is a genuine staff will receive salary. Those who are protesting probably are those who have refused to go to be verified. When I came on board, I met a verification exercise going on, and there have been preliminary reports presented who tallies with what I did in 2001 or so. Between when I left office and now, over 500 names have entered the nominal roll.
Dr. Lloyd also warned that he might take legal action against anyone who collected council salaries illegally as ghost workers.
People having the authority to protest, people who ordinarily should be prosecuted, people who we took to court last time, we will resurrect the matter so that they refund the council their money. Those who were earning in 4 places, the matters we were prosecuting before we left office, we have briefed our lawyers. We need to collect our money from those people and use it to work for the people.
While that salary dispute plays out in Emohua, the chairman of the Rivers State chapter of the Nigerian Civil Servants, Chukwuka Osuma, says state government workers will soon get their salaries because Governor Siminalayi Fubara has already given the order for payment. Osuma said this in an interview with correspondent Soibi Ruwari. Osuma was speaking on certain decisions taken by Governor Fubara to suspend financial approval made by the immediate pastoral administrator of the state, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas.
And the other procurement, the sole administrator, which was wrong. So when the governor came in from information gathered, he has to stop every payment. And but thank God he graciously approved that of salary when he was pleaded with the salary because he pays on 24th, 25th, and he had to his words, which we believe that runs out. The workers will begin to collect. He has approved that.
Mr. Osuma also said he supports the governor to stop all approval made by former states and explained why the governor took.
Those are payments that were signed by the former administrator before he left. The sole administrator promised he was going to pay September salary on the 17th before going. Just signed it and left it there. It was impossible. Just the governor come here, pay. Being an accountant or study all these things, for that, going to approve the suspended payments so that ministry will run market women can sell.
The civil service chairman also begged the governor to quickly lift the suspension on overhead payments meant for government ministries and the money that should go to union groups.
The sole administrator signed some payment while he has left office on 17th. So those payments, like what the governor did, was to stop it, which is the right interest. Find out why those payments were made at that odd time. And we're also pleading with him so that he will lift the suspension on payment of overheads to union, overheads to ministries, check-up dues to union because staff have not been paid. We plead with him to look into it.
Even as workers look forward to payday, questions are being raised about the pressure on Governor Fubara himself. A clinical psychologist, Ositadima Nwodo, says while the governor's return to office may boost his morale and provide a sense of relief after 6 months under emergency rule, it also comes with risks to his ego and self-esteem. Nwodo spoke to correspondent Ifechukwu Mwanyili.
Governor Fubara will be dancing under the tone of some persons ahead of him politically, so that what he experienced in the last 6 months won't repeat itself. I think coming back would get him elected, obviously. He is likely to apply caution going forward in order to not experience what had happened at the same time.
Would observe that the governor might be compelled to compromise individuals he would ordinarily avoid.
Earlier before, whom he never wanted to associate or have office for some time, bruised his ego. For that ego not to be bruised, he would like to maintain a state of equilibrium from that of his supporters and the people that he never wanted to work with before. But to be, can decide, do away and sideline who has been with him. And as such, to maintain the same position as a.
Want to caution that if the governor fails Irish back into what he described as dark days of pain and instability. The national recognition of Ogoni leader Edward Kobani, Albert Bade, and Theophilus Oraye is still debate. An environmental rights activist, Celestin Akpobari, says he expected President Bola Tinubu to go beyond giving the honor and look into the real problems that made the Ogoni heroes fight. Akpobari spoke to correspondent Emeka Otuka.
Thank Mr. President for listening to our complaints that you're going to choose well. Also supposed to be. I'm grateful that that has been done. There are quite a lot of other issues on ground. I was also expecting Mr. President to set up a panel that will investigate the number of persons that were murdered in Ogoni, because there are several other, over 2,000 persons that were killed. Those people also have families, including the military occupation of Ogoni.
Mr. Akpobari also said the president should clearly talk about plans to improve the economy and fight against the pollution in Ogoni land and the Niger Delta.
The issue of political said that when this country is democratic in Nigeria, June 12 and Ogoni issue. June 12 have been governor, Ogoni have been speaker, Ogoni have been chief judge, Ogoni have been deputy governor. We need to settle all that within this period. And oil is the bargaining power, is our tool that we have to negotiate. When one day begin to take the oil, nobody will talk to us again.
The Secretary of the South-South People's Anthony Tabu says the posthumous national honor of CON awarded to late Ogoni leaders long pursuit of justice, equity, and rights for the Ogoni people and Nigeria. In a statement, Mr. Tabu, who is also chairman of the Gokana Unity Forum, said President Bola Tinubu for honoring leaders, saying their deaths slow development and peace in Ogoni. He also praised the president for conciliation efforts such as the establishment of the Federal University of Environment and Technology in Ogoni. For the survival of the Ogoni people, Mosop unreserved apology to the families of Ogoni leaders, describing it as a necessary step towards genuine reconciliation. Tabu also pressed for the full implementation of the recommendations of the Justice Oputa panel and called on the federal and state governments to immortalize the Ogoni of democracy, human rights, and nation. He, however, expressed concern over the exclusion of the Bade family from the Ogoni presidential delegation, describing the move as unfair and an attempt to diminish his contributions to Ogoni development. He warned that any further attempts to undermine the family's place in history will be resisted through peaceful criticism and advocacy. We're going on a break. When we return, Riwama clarifies the state's monthly sanitation exercise. Stay tuned. Welcome back. There will be no monthly sanitation exercise tomorrow, Saturday. This is because the chairman of the Ruwama board, Dr. Samia Wanosike, in an interview said the monthly exercise takes place on the first Saturday of every month, and the next exercise will take place on October 4. He made the clarification after some people believed the exercise would happen this weekend. Dr. Wanosike also encouraged residents to play their part by keeping their homes and surroundings clean at all times and not just on sanitation days. In another development, an environmental activist, Hani, has called on the National Assembly to do more in its oversight work to make sure gas flaring in Nigeria stops. Professor Akani gave this advice during the People's Environmental event, which was put together by known as We the People to check the role of multinational companies and the action or inactions of the government after the oil companies pulled out. The professor of political science said the National Assembly has not stopped gas flaring because, according to him, they are only fines that go into government accounts. Now to community concerns, some stakeholders in Omudioga community, a local government area under the Obako Omudioga umbrella, called one God's Power Igwe known as City against making what they described as false statements capable of plunging the community into. Mr. Igwe alleged that the Obako Omudioga meeting last weekend, where Mr. received the vote of confidence as chairman, was held unlawfully. Omudioga stakeholders, Besman Kachuku, and his secretary, Amos Odu, in a statement clarified that the meeting adhered to proper procedures and was attended by notable figures, including the divisional police officer from Egbeda. They emphasized that Mr. Vincent Chima holds the constitutional rights to convene meetings for the Omudioga people. The stakeholders urged the community to disregard Mr. Igwe's allegations, suggesting he may have ulterior motives against the community's interests. From the Omudioga crisis to Omuma disability rights, the Eze Eberi Ugo of ancient Eberi Kingdom, Omuma Kingdom, His Majesty King Onyekachi Amaowu, has urged for local government areas and opportunities for people living with disability. The monarch made the call when members of the foundation group promoting disability rights gave him a courtesy visit at his palace in Eberi, Omuma. He assured them with disabilities in Omuma, promising land and inclusion in community activities. He also encouraged the local government leadership to adopt the same approach and guarantee entitlements. Leader of the district, Ogbemudia Emmanuel, took a theme understanding the disability rights, while his deputy Ruth Chibe highlighted challenges faced in River State and suggested other dignitaries that included members of the Omuma Council of Traditional Rulers and Chiefs, as well as monarchs from neighboring communities. Traditional rulers Chief Joshua Okala, Chief Blessing Wafo, and Chief Luke Mweke echoed the Eze's call for equal rights and urged wider adoption of the practice. Meanwhile, in Ikwere local government area, scores displeasure over alleged plans by the River State government to take more after already acquiring the airport international airport.
We are disturbed by the action or the attempt by River State government to come and take the only remaining land for us after the government had taken a chunk of our land for the construction of an airport. What is left is just more or less nothing, but we'll be managing it to feed ourselves because we are agrarian community. Want to sell any of the land. They should take that development elsewhere. Omagwa is not the only place that they have empty land. Everybody knows that Ikwere women survives by agricultural produce. If all this land will be taken away from us, then how do we survive? It's indirectly unleashing mayhem on us. You know what salvation? Look at this now. So please, we are begging. All we are just saying is leave our land.
Our correspondent Namde Samwala, dressed in black, marched in the rain, raffia palms, some of them speaking in tears.
Sister, without Gary, we not going to go feed our children. Our bank could not leave the land for us. Now the only land we get, our bank government.
There is no survival piece of land. No business, no women here. All of us depend on family is coming to take our piece of land. We are saying no. The River State government, they should please hear the voice of these women. Leave that piece of land for us. I beg, make the no cry our land. We don't get another place. We don't get another place.
Nigeria Info reached out to the Ministry of Land, River State, Mr. Alo Malapre. It might interest you to know, according to the Land Use Act of 1978, is vested in the governor holds it. Individuals and entities only have right, not outright ownership. To Abuja, enough evidence against Kanu, so he cannot walk away. He must stand in court and defend himself. The judge explained that it is Kanu's and the court channel Department of State Services. On the international scene, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the nation's general to the state countries is dissolved. Trump will meet Netanyahu on Monday. Israel is facing increasing global pressure to end conflict and occupation of the West Bank. On the news this evening, you heard council workers today tested on paid. River Civil Service assured of salary payment as Governor Fubara gives approval. Riwama says there will be no monthly sanitation exercise tomorrow. A federal high court has ordered IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu to face trial. And on the foreign scene, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu today faced diplomatic isolation at UN General Assembly. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Sam Chinedu. Thanks for listening.